Hello students, in our last class we came to know what are haloalkanes and haloarenes. Along with that we also understood how to classify them in terms of based on number of halogen atoms present in it and in terms of sp3 hybridized CX bond and sp2 hybridized CX bond. And in today's class we are going to discuss about the nomenclature of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Nomenclature in the sense naming of compounds, no? So how we are going to name the compounds, that is what we call as nomenclature. We'll discuss the nomenclature step by step. Like first we are going to discuss it for haloalkanes. After completing haloalkanes, we'll discuss it for haloarenes. Okay, let's see how we are going to do the nomenclature for haloalkanes. Whenever you are going to write the names of haloalkanes, it will be in two different ways. First way is you can write the name in terms of common name, or you can write the name in terms of IUPAC name. Common name can be different, in different books you may get different names for the compounds. Common name can be different, so no need to worry. IUPAC name is always going to be same. Why IUPAC name is always going to be same? Because throughout the world we are going to use the same rule. Same rules we are using, that is why we will get the same name. Okay, this is how we are going to name the compounds. One way is common name, another way is IUPAC name. Now let's see how we can name haloalkanes in terms of common name. I will write CN with the reference of common name. If you are going to write the common name for haloalkane, it will be in a way like first you need to mention the alkyl group, then you are going to write halogen group in the form of halide. So if you are writing common name, it will be like alkyl halide. What do you mean by alkyl? Everyone knows alkane, no? Alkyne you guys already know. And let me take one example of alkane. CH4, very first member of alkane. CH4 is nothing but methane. If in case you just remove one of the hydrogen from methane, what it will become? It will be CH3 and you need to write one bond here. Why do you need to write one bond here? Because you removed one of the hydrogen. But the valency of carbon atom is 4. This carbon is going to have 3 bonds with hydrogen. One more bond is left out, no? That is what you are going to represent here. One more valence bond. And if one hydrogen number is lesser than the alkane, we can call it as alkyl. So it is methyl. Okay, CH4 is methane and CH3 is methyl. In the same way, consider one more example. CH3, CH3. What is this? You call it as ethane. Ethane. Why it is ethane? Because in this compound, in the parent chain of this compound, you have how many carbon atoms? There are 2 carbon atoms in this compound. If there are 2 carbon atoms in the parent chain, then you can call it as eth. And why you are referring ane? Ane because this carbon atom is bonded with a single bond. If it is single bond, you will refer it as ane. If it is double bond, you will refer it as ene. Okay, that is why it is ethane. If you remove one of the hydrogen from ethane, what you will get? You are going to get CH3, CH2. One more valence bond is left out. And this is considered as ethyl. Why it is ethyl? Because in this group you have one hydrogen lesser than the respective alkane. That is why this group will be alkyl. Okay, I have just taken 2 examples. You consider any of the alkane group. If in case you have one number of hydrogen lesser than the alkane group, that is what you can call as alkyl. So while writing common name, first you need to find out what alkyl group in the compound you have. You need to name that, like methyl or ethyl or propyl, any of the alkyl group. Then you need to see what halogen atom is present in the compound. Based on that, you are going to write the name of the halogen in terms of halide form, like fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide. In that way, you are going to write the name. This is how you will write common name. Now let's see how you can give IUPAC name. IUPAC name is going to be very easy, especially for haloalkenes. You are going to write in the form of haloalkene itself, and this is the name of chapter. Halo is referring halogen atom. Why did we write halo first here? Because in this compound, halogen group is going to be act as functional group or the substituent. If it is functional or substituent, then that must be considered as prefix, no? So we are going to write halo first, following with alk. What is alk? Alk is referring how many carbon atoms are there in the parent chain, and then it is going to be suffix, whether it is single bond, double bond or triple bond. If it is single bond, you will write ane. If it is double bond, you will write ene, and if it is triple bond, you are going to write ine. So whenever you write this IUPAC name, you are going to divide the name in 3 different ways, and you need to remember in the same way. First, you are going to represent the halo group or the substituent group, and in second, you are going to write how many carbon atoms are there, and then you are going to write whether it is single bond, double bond or triple bond. In these 3, you need to divide it in 3 ways: for substituent, number of carbon atoms, and whether it is ane, ene or ine. Okay. If in case you have a double bond in your compound, how you are going to name? You can name it as halo alk ene. Ene is referring carbon-carbon double bond. Ane is referring carbon-carbon single bond. Understood, guys? This is how you are going to write the common name and IUPAC name for haloalkenes. For common name, it is like alkyl halide, and for IUPAC name, it is like haloalkane. Generally, we are considering alkane. It can be alkene also. Okay. Now, let us take some examples to write both common name and IUPAC name. Now, look at this compound. We have CH3, CH2, CH2, Br. How do you write common name? Do you remember that? It is like alkyl halide, no? Alkyl halide is the way we are going to write the common name. So first find out what alkyl group is present in this compound. Count the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain now. It is 1, 2, 3. 3 carbon atoms are there. So it is propyl. Since 3 carbon atoms are there, you can call it as propyl. And what halogen group is present? Bromine. So how do you name it as? Bromide in halide form. So it is propyl bromide. One more thing you need to remember here. If in case in the compound, the last carbon atom valency, in a valence bond, one of the hydrogen atom is removed and bromine is attached. To which carbon atom? To the last, to the terminal carbon atom. And that is why there is a continuous chain. If there is continuous chain, you need to write N. N propyl bromide. Understood why N? Here in the last carbon atom, it must be CH3 to be a propane. You removed one hydrogen and there is attachment of one halogen. To the terminal carbon atom, halogen group is there. That is why it is N. N propyl bromide. This is common name. Now let's see how to write the IUPAC name. To write IUPAC name, first you need to select the parent chain. This is going to be a parent chain because this is the chain where you get maximum number of carbon atom. And after selecting parent chain, you need to give number for the carbon atoms. How you are going to give the number? First, you need to consider the substituent or the functional group. Here, function group or the substituent group is bromine. And to this bromine, you must provide a least number. So the numbering is going to start from this side. 1, 2, 3. Correct? Bromine is attached with the first carbon atom. And while writing the IUPAC name, first you need to represent the position of the substituent. That is 1. With the first carbon atom, bromine is there. That is why 1 bromo, 1 bromo. Next, how many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? 3 are there. If it is 3, what you need to write? Prop. 1 bromo, prop. And see what type of bonds are present. It is single bond, no? Since it is single bond, you are going to write ene. Understood? It is 1 bromo, prop, ene. It is in the form of halo alkane, no? Halo means bromo, alkanes means propane. So the IUPAC name of this compound is 1 bromo propane. Let's see how to give the common name for second compound. It is CH3, CH, CH3. To the second carbon atom, there is Cl. What is the difference between these two? As I said already, in the first compound, to the terminal carbon atom, there is bromine. But here, to the second one, to the middle carbon atom, there is an attachment of Cl. So, you need to name it as iso. Remember where you are going to use the word iso. Iso means if in case to the middle carbon atom, instead of hydrogen, you have written chlorine. That is why it is iso. That means somehow it is branched. Iso. Next we need to write alkyl group. No? What alkyl group is present here? Here also 3 carbon atoms are there. So it is also propyl. Isopropyl. Next halogen group. Halogen group is chlorine. So it is chloride. Understood now guys? Why it is iso? Because the halogen group is with middle carbon atom. That is why it is iso. If the halogen group is with terminal carbon atom like this, it can be N. So it is isopropyl chloride. We are done with the common name. Now let us write the IUPAC name. To write IUPAC name, what we need to do? First, selecting the parent chain. Now you need to give the numbering. You give numbering from left to right, like 1, 2, 3, or right to left. It will also be same, 1, 2, 3. So from any side you can give the number. Now see the position of chlorine group. It is with second carbon atom. So how do you name it? 2 chloro. How many carbon atoms are there? 3 are there. Since 3 carbon atoms are there, it is prop. And carbon atoms are bonded with single bond. So you need to write ene. Understood? The IUPAC name of this compound is 2-chloropropane. Clear, no? Now let's see the third compound. In this compound, you can see how to write the common name. First, see how many carbon atoms are there in this compound. 1, 2, 3, 4 are there. So it is butyl. What type of butyl it is? Whether it is N or iso? It is also iso because the middle carbon atom is going to be with CH3. There is a branch over here. So you need to write iso. Isobutyl, and the functional group is chloride. Isobutyl chloride is the IUPAC name. And how do you write, isobutyl chloride is the common name. And how you are going to write IUPAC name? To write IUPAC name, first you need to select the parent chain, no? How do you select it? 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. Either the way, there is going to be 3 carbon atoms. So let us go like this. And this must get least number. So 1, 2, 3. Now try to write the IUPAC name. Here you need to remember one more rule. You can see chlorine also one of the substituent and methyl group is also one of the substituent. So you must include both of them as a prefix, and also you need to give numbering for them. But which one is need to write first? Here you are going to write the you are going to follow the alphabetical order. Chloro starts with C, methyl starts with M, and alphabetical order in the sense which alphabet will come first, that name you are going to write first. So the name of this compound is going to be 1. In the first position chlorine is there, so 1 chloro, 2 methyl. Why it is 2 methyl? Because in the second position methyl group is there. 2 methyl. How many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? 3 are there. So it is prop, and they are bonded with single bond, so you can call it as ene. So 1 chloro 2 methyl propane is the IUPAC name of this compound. Now let's see the next compound. Here to write the common name, let's see how many carbon atoms are there first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. If it is 5, then you are going to write pentyl. What type of pentyl it is? You call it as neo. Neopentyl. Why you are referring a word neo here? Because here is a substituent, no? Chlorine. This is alpha. This is beta. And this beta carbon atom is going to be bonded with 4 other carbon atom. So it is quaternary. If you have this kind of compound, you need to write neo in the common name. So it is neopentyl chloride. Neopentyl chloride is the common name. And how do you write the IUPAC name? To write IUPAC name, you must select the parent chain first. See how you are going to select parent chain. From this side, 1, 2, 3. Or you can go like this, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. Either the way you are going to get 3 carbon atoms in a continuous chain. So let us consider it as a parent chain and numbering like 1, 2, 3. So in the first position chlorine is there. So 1 chloro. You can observe 2 of the methyl groups are there in this compound. If 2 of the methyl groups are there, how do you write the IUPAC name? You need to remember all the rules of IUPAC nomenclature. And if same substituent groups are present, then you can use a prefix like di, tri and all, no? We are going to follow the same way. Position of this methyl groups for both 2, no? So you are going to mention the position of both the methyl 2, 2. Since there are 2 methyl group, you are going to write di. 2, 2 di methyl. 3 carbon atoms are there in parent chain. So prop, singly bonded. So ene. So the name of this compound is 1 chloro 2, 2 dimethyl propane. Understood? Now let us see the last compound here. This is, how do you write this common name? You might came up with the name, no? 3 carbon atoms are there. So it is propyl. What type of propyl it is? It is isopropyl, because to the middle carbon atom there is a branch. So it is isopropyl bromide. Isopropyl bromide is the common name. And how do you write the IUPAC name? To write IUPAC name, first you need to select parent chain and then give the position of carbon atom. This bromine is with second carbon atom. So what the name is going to be? 2 bromo propane. Understood now guys how to write these common names and IUPAC name? In your board examination, you are definitely going to get a questions based on IUPAC nomenclature. So make sure that you are learning everything thoroughly. Okay. If you need, you please refer your first year organic chemistry chapter. There are 9 rules given for IUPAC nomenclature. Just go through it and revise it once. Just refresh it once. Then it will become very easy. Okay. Okay guys. Till now we discussed about the naming of alloalkanes where it had only one halogen atoms. If in case 2 halogen atoms are present in one compound, then it can be called as dialloalkane, correct? And if both the halogen atoms are same, then how do you name the compound? That is what we are going to understand here. If dialloalkanes having the same type of halogen atoms, then you can name it in 2 different ways. First one is geminal halides and second one is vicinal halides. Now let's see how you can identify it is geminal halide or what. Okay, if it is a geminal halide, then the halogen atoms are present on the same carbon atom. That means 2 of the halogen atoms are going to be present with the same carbon atom. That kind of compound can be named as geminal halide. For example, if you have a compound like CH3, C, H, and you have 2 halogen atoms, 2 similar halogen atoms, and both halogen atoms are present with the same carbon. So this particular compound generally you can call it as geminal dihalide. Geminal dihalide. It is the common name. And how do you give IUPAC name for this compound? IUPAC name is based like this: alkylidene. Now see which alkyl group is present here. Which alkyl group? See, 2 carbon atoms are there. If 2 carbon atoms are there, then which alkyl group it is? It is ethyl, no? So what you can write? Ethylidene chloride. Ethylidene chloride. Chloride is because you must represent what particular halogen atom is there, no? That's why you need to write the chloride. And when you are going to write the IUPAC name for this kind of compound, you must follow this way: alkylidene. And here particular alkyl group is ethyl. So ethylidene chloride. And the common name is going to be like just geminal dihalide. When you mention a word geminal, it is understood that both halogen atoms are going to be same and they are going to be present with the same carbon atom. Okay, remember this. And now let's see what is vicinal halide. If it is vicinal halide, halogen atoms are going to present on the adjacent carbon atom. Adjacent in the sense one beside another. So let me give an example for this. If you have a compound like CH2, this compound is bonded with one of the bromine, and CH2. This compound is this carbon is bonded with one of bromine. In this compound you have 2 similar halogen atoms, no? Yeah, and both halogen atoms are present with adjacent carbon atoms. So when you have halogen atoms present on the adjacent carbon atom, generally you can call it as vicinal dihalide. And how do you write the IUPAC name? This is a common name. Vicinal dihalide is the common name. How do you write IUPAC name for this? You can follow a method: alkylene dihalide. So what alkyl group it is? Ethyl. So what you can write? Ethylene dihalides, no? What halide it is? Bromide. So ethylene dibromide. Ethylene dibromide is the IUPAC name and vicinal dihalide is common name. This is very important. Okay, you may get structures like this and you need to write the IUPAC name. So listen again. If in case you have a compound where 2 similar halogen atoms are going to be present with the same carbon, then this kind of compound is known as geminal dihalide. When it is geminal dihalide, the IUPAC name is going to follow this way: like alkylidene. Alkyl group of this compound is ethyl because 2 carbon atoms are there. So it is ethylidene chloride. And if in case halogen atoms are present on the adjacent carbon atom, see these bromide groups are going to present with adjacent carbon atom. So this kind of compound is considered as vicinal dihalide. And when it is vicinal, the IUPAC name is going to follow this way, alkylene dihalide. So it is ethylene dibromide. Understood? Now let's see how to name haloarenes. Haloarenes in the sense there must be aromatic ring, no? So let me take one aromatic ring to explain the nomenclature of haloarenes. If in case you have a compound like this, you know the name of this compound already, you can call it as chlorobenzene, correct? To write the common name, for haloarenes, you must follow some way. If in case you have any other substituent in this particular position, that means the next carbon of this functional group, chlorine is present with this carbon, no? And the next carbon of this position is known as ortho and can be represented by O, symbol O. The next position of ortho will be this one. This is meta. And the symbol can be small m. Next position of meta is going to be para. Symbol is P. Understood? You need to remember these positions and the prefix we are going to use for that particular positions. The function group is present with this particular carbon. The next carbon will be considered as ortho. This side also, the next carbon, this position, is going to be considered as ortho. And the next carbon of ortho will be meta. And the next carbon of meta will be para. Okay guys, please learn it carefully. Okay, ortho, meta, para. Using these terms, you can name haloarenes for common name. Okay, and for IUPAC name, instead of using these words, we are just going to write the particular position like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These positions we are going to use in IUPAC. And for common, these words we are going to refer. Clear with it? So let me give some examples for understanding this. We have some examples here. Look at this structure. Here benzene ring is with bromine. So what common name you'll write? You'll write it as bromobenzene. And what is the IUPAC name? IUPAC name of this compound is also going to be same, bromobenzene. You need to remember one thing. For benzene, both common name and IUPAC name is going to be same, benzene only, in both common and IUPAC name. So for this particular compound, it is bromobenzene for both common name and IUPAC name. If in case you have a compound like instead of Br, I is there, what do you call it as? It will become iodobenzene in both the cases, common name and IUPAC name. Okay. Now let's see the second one. Here for common name, you need to use a word like ortho, meta and para. Observe it carefully and tell me what particular position it is. If you consider it as a fixed one, then the next position will be ortho. This is meta. So this compound is going, this chlorine atom is going to be in meta position. So what do you write in a common name of this? It is meta. M is a representation of meta position. Meta dichloro. Why I am writing di? Because 2 chlorine are there in this compound. So it is dichlorobenzene. Meta dichlorobenzene is the common name of this compound. And what is the IUPAC name of this compound? As I said, while writing IUPAC name, we must particularly write the position of the substituents or the function group. So what the name is going to be? We can write the name like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how you give the number, no? So now tell me the name of this compound. It can be 1, 3. Why I am writing 1, 3? Because in both first and third position chlorine atoms are there. So it is 1, 3. How many chlorine are there? 2, no? So it is 1, 3 dichloro. 1, 3 dichlorobenzene. 1, 3 dichlorobenzene is the IUPAC name. Understood? And look at third carbon. It is somehow different, no? How do you write the common name of this? The common name of this compound is symmetric. Symmetric. How many bromine are there? 3. So symmetric tribromobenzene. Do you have any idea why did I write symmetric? If you make it off, you are going to get same in both the sides. That is why it is symmetric. Symmetric tribromobenzene is the common name. And how do you write the IUPAC name? To write IUPAC name, first you must give the number for the position of bromide. So let me give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From either the side you are going to get the same number because it is present alternatively. And what the name became now? Let us mention the position of this bromine first. 1, 3, 5. How many bromines are there? 3 are there. So 1, 3, 5 tribromo. 1, 3, 5 tribromobenzene is the IUPAC name of this particular compound. Now let us see the next compound. What compound it is? What what common name you are going to write here? What you will write? See, you might be knowing that in first year you have studied. If in case you have a compound like this, benzene ring with CH3, what compound it is? You'll name it as toluene, no? Yeah? You observe this compound here. This is toluene. In this toluene, to this toluene, there is an attachment of chlorine. And if you consider it as a constant, CH3 is there and it is a toluene compound. So this compound is going to be first. The next position is ortho. Since it is toluene, this position is going to be ortho. And what will be the common name now? Orthochlorotoluene. Orthochlorotoluene is the common name. And how do you write the IUPAC name? Here interesting thing is you can write 2 IUPAC names. How do you write it? Any idea? See, first we need to give the position for substituents. We can write it like, let me write the position first. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If this is the case, what you can write? You can write 1 chloro, 2 methyl. Why did I take chloro first again? Because we are following alphabetical order. C comes before M. That's why 1 chloro, 2 methyl benzene. What can be another IUPAC name? This is one of the IUPAC name. What can be another IUPAC name? You can write it like 2 chloro toluene. 2 chlorotoluene, because if you consider this toluene as a main source, main compound, then this is a first position and it will become second position, 3, 4, 5 and so on. That is why it is 2 chlorotoluene. Okay. Let's see what will be the name of the last compound here. For this you must remember the rule followed in first year PUC. See here, listen carefully. Here the chlorine halogen atom is present with this carbon atom. So this is what we call as parent chain. And the benzene ring which is present here, it is going to act as a substituent. Okay, if in case halogen atom is present, halogen or functional group is present with the carbon atom, and that carbon atom is attached with benzene ring, then in a parent chain only this carbon atom, the chain form of carbon atom, will be considered, and benzene ring is going to be act as a substituent. When benzene ring act as substituent, we need to use a word phenyl. Okay, when benzene ring acts as substituent, we need to use a prefix word phenyl. And you can see, I said this is the parent chain and only one carbon atom is there in parent chain. Benzene is substituent now. So what will be the IUPAC name you are going to write? Think about it. What IUPAC name you can write here? Chlorine is there. That one we need to mention. In the first carbon atom chloro is there. So one chloro. Next substituent. Both are substituent, no? So C comes first. So we wrote chloro first. The another substituent is this phenyl group. One chloro, phenyl. Next, what suffix you will write here? Suffix is going to be meth, because only one carbon atom is there in your parent chain. Methane. This carbon atom has single bond. That is why ane. Okay. Listen again. I'll tell again. Chlorine is attached with this carbon atom. And that is the only carbon atom present in a straight chain. So it will be considered as parent chain. If this carbon atom is bonded with a benzene ring, this benzene ring will be considered as a substituent. When benzene ring will act as substituent, we use a word phenyl. So now chloride and phenyl both are substituent. By following the alphabetical order, first we will write chloro. So one chlorophenyl. In the parent chain only one carbon atom is there. So meth, and this carbon atom is bonded with single bond. That is why ane. And this is how you write IUPAC name. How we are going to write the common name now? Common name is benzyl chloride. Common name of this compound is benzyl chloride. To be benzene, one more hydrogen was needed, but that hydrogen has been replaced by this group now. That's why it is benzyl. Benzyl chloride is the common name. Understood, guys? Now let's practice the IUPAC name for few compounds given in your NCERT textbook. See what IUPAC name you can write for this compound. First, this compounds are given in condensed form. If you feel difficulty to give the IUPAC name in condensed form, you can first write it in a complete structure, then try to give the IUPAC name. Let me rewrite it again. It is CH3, CH2, CH. You can see this Cl is bonded with this carbon. So Cl, and at last CH3. See, now it looks easy, no, to give the IUPAC name. Let us start doing it. First we need to select the parent chain. Here it is the parent chain. How do you give the number? From left to right or right to left? If you start left to right, 1, 2, 3, third position will be chlorine. If you give the number from right to left, it will be 1, 2. So the second position will be chlorine. We always remember that substituent must get the least number. So the numbering is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So what name you are going to write now? Chlorine is present in second position. So it is 2-chloro. How many carbon atoms are there in a parent chain? 4, no? That's why it is but. And all the carbon atoms are bonded with single bond. So it is ene. 2-chlorobutane. Guys, my suggestion is, when you look at this compound, write it down in your classwork, in your notebook, and try to give IUPAC name by yourself. Pause the video and do it by yourself. Later you can check the answer. Okay. Let's see the second compound now. Let me rewrite it again in a complete form so that everyone will understand. Okay, this CH3 group is 3 times bonded with this carbon atom. So I'm writing this carbon atom is bonded with 3 of the methyl group like this. And this carbon atom again bonded with CH2. That CH2 is bonded with Br. Okay, so now select the parent chain. In all the possible way, there is going to be only 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 carbon atoms will be there in parent chain. But how do you give number? You need to start numbering from this carbon atom so that bromine will get least number. 1, 2, 3. In this way, bromine is going to get first position. And these 2 methyl substituents are there, no? They are also substituent. Even they must get least number. That will get second position. If you do from left to right, it will be 1, 2, 3. It is like second for methyl, that is going to be same, but bromine is going to get third position. That's why you must follow this way. 1, 2, 3. So now let us write the name. We must follow the alphabetical order. So it is going to be 1 bromo. How many methyl groups are there? 2 are there, and both are present in the same position. So it is 2, 2. Since 2 methyl groups, it is di. 2, 2 dimethyl. How many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? It is 3. So prop. And they are bonded with single bond. So ane. 1 bromo 2, 2 dimethyl propane is the IUPAC name of this particular compound. When you look at the compound, just by looking it, don't feel it is difficult. Try it once, it is going to be easy. Okay, let's do it for the third compound now. See, this one, this methyl group are 3 times present with this particular carbon. So let me write the structure. That carbon is going to have 3 CH3 group, and the same carbon is attached with bromine. Same carbon is attached with bromine. So how do you name this compound? It can be, how do you name it? Can you select the parent chain now? Either the way, it is going to be 3 only. 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. You need to select the parent chain where the maximum number of carbon atoms are going to be there. That is why the parent chain is going to be like this. Or you can go like this, 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. In all the 3 way, 3 number of carbon atoms are going to be there. And numbering will be like this, no? 1, 2, 3. Both bromine and methyl groups are present in the same carbon atom. So it will be like 2 bromo, 2 methyl propane. Why it is propane? Because 3 carbon atoms are there, and ane because single bonds are there. Understood? Let's see the next compound now. Here you can observe double bond is present. When double bond is present, guys, we need to give a priority for the double bond first, later halogen group. Okay, remember it. Priority goes for double bond first, then it is halogen group. Okay, now let's see what you can name for this compound. It's very easy, no need to rewrite it again, it is directly given. 2 carbon atoms are there, so it will include in a parent chain 1, 2. Or you can, you may think that numbering can be from left to right. No. If that is the case, double bond will get definitely first position and chlorine will get second position. But if you number from right to left, double bond is also going to get first position and chlorine is also going to get first position. So right to left is correct. See what name it is? 1 chloro. How many carbon atoms are there? 2. So eth and carbon present with double bond. So it is ene. 1 chloroethene is the IUPAC name. Okay. Let's see the next one. Here there are 3 carbon atoms in the parent chain. from which direction you are going to give a number. That is very important here. If you start numbering from here 1, 2, 3, then the double bond is going to get second position. If you number from left to right, it is going to be 1, 2, 3. So the double bond is going to get first position. So which one do you think is suitable? Double bond must get the least number. So the numbering is going to be like this: 1, 2, 3. And what will be the name of this compound? Name of this compound is 3-bromo. How many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? 3. So it is prop. Prop. Double bond is there. So ene. 3-bromo. Propene is the IUPAC name of this compound. Let's see the next one. Two halogen atoms are present with one carbon atom. What do you call it as? Two carbon atoms are there, no? So it is dichloro. Only one carbon atom is there in parent chain. So methane. Dichloromethane. And what is this compound? It is tribromomethane. Since there are 3 bromine groups, so it is tribromomethane. Okay. If in and what is the common name of CHBr3? It is bromoform. If you write CHI3, that is going to be iodoform, and CHCl3 is going to be chloroform. These are the common names, and IUPAC name is going to be tribromomethane. What is the IUPAC name of this compound? It is very easy. You try it by yourself. Numbering is like 1, 2, 3. So it is 1-fluoro. 1-fluoro propene. Clear with it? Guys, few example questions are given in your NCERT textbook. I have taken only 3. Remaining 3, you try to write it by yourself. If you don't get, leave it in a comment box. I'll help you with it. Okay. Let's see the first compound. You can observe, just by looking at the compound, you don't feel it is difficult. Okay, it is very easy. But it is given in a bond line formula. Okay, it is given in bond line. When it is bond line, you always remember each corner is going to be present with carbon atom. Okay, first see, here one carbon is there, another carbon, one more carbon, here also carbon is there, and this is also carbon. Okay, each corner is going to be present with carbon atom. So first you need to select the parent chain. Parent chain in the sense the chain where the number of carbon atom is going to be more. That is what parent chain. So how do you find out the parent chain now? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a continuous chain, there are 5 carbon atoms. And why did I start numbering from here itself? Why not from here? As I said, double bond must get the first priority and it must get the least number. That is why I am trying to give the least number for the double bond. If you start numbering from here, it will be like 1, 2, 3. In third position, double bond will be there. But if you start giving number from here, in the second position, double bond will be present. So the priority goes to double bond, no? That is why numbering is like this. So in a continuous chain, 5 carbon atoms are there. Now let us try to write the IUPAC name for this. It is very easy, no? See, in which position bromine is there? Fourth one. So it is 4-bromo. Next, what you are going to write? How many compounds are there? How many carbons are there in a parent chain? 5. So it is 4-bromo pent. And double bond is there. You must write ene. But here you also need to write the position of double bond. In which position double bond is there? Second position. So pent 2 ene. Okay. Okay guys, understood? 4-bromo pent 2 ene. Now let's see the second one. First you need to identify the parent chain. No? See how you can find out the parent chain. Here one carbon is there. here one more, another, and here. This is also carbon, okay? But in the parent chain, there must be more number of carbon atoms, no? If you consider this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms will be there. And this second position is going to be a double bond. But double bond must include in a parent chain. So you can't start numbering from here. Because in first year we have already studied all the functional groups must include in a parent chain. Here double bond will be considered as functional group, no? So it must include in a parent chain. So we must start with this carbon atom. So it will become 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here methyl is one of the substituent. Bromine is one of the substituent. Okay. So how you can name this compound? Which one you are going to write first, methyl or bromine? We'll go with bromine because we are following alphabetical order. So what name you are going to write? This bromine is present in third position, no? So 3-bromo. 3-bromo. Next 2-methyl. In the second position, methyl group is there. So 3-bromo, 2-methyl. How many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? 4. But in the first position itself, double bond is there. But1-ene. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. Now let's see the third one. Here how do you identify the parent chain? Identifying parent chain is easy. The straight chain is going to be a parent chain. But from which direction you are going to give the number? If you start giving number from this position, 1, 2, the second position is going to be for double bond. 3, 4, fourth one is for bromine. But if you start giving number from this side, 1, first position is going to be for bromine, and 2, second position is going to be for this double bond. 3, 4. Which one is suitable? If you start numbering from this direction, both double bond and bromine is going to be with least position. So this is the best way of numbering. And what name you will write now? The name of this compound is going to be 1-bromo. How many carbon atoms are there in parent chain? 4 are there. So 1-bromo, but position of double bond is 2-ene. 1-bromo, but 2-ene is the IUPAC name of this compound. Understood, guys? Remaining 3 structures are there in your NCERT. Write down the structure and try to write the name by yourself. After writing, recheck it once with your NCERT. Answer is also given. You can recheck it. And in the next index question, they have given some names of the compound. You try to write the name by yourself. You try to write the structure by yourself. Later you can send the structure to me. Okay. I hope this video helped you. Thank you so much.